Can you hear me?
Yes, we have started now. Greetings and welcome to Knights of the Turntable. I am your host, Charles, a.k.a. Profex, and with me I have Joe Hova.
Hey, what's up?
I've got Richard Bailey.
What's up?
I've got B. Will.
What's going on, people?
And returning to the show after like a 5 months or so
It hasn't been
hiatus.
no 5 months.
It's been a long ass
Been a
time.
while.
We've got Matt Dean.
What's up? How we doing?
Alright, and since you are back after 5 months, you get to start it off with what you have been listening to, sir. Go ahead. Drop it off.
Lately, I've been listening to Spose's new record, Why Am I So Happy? It's backpack rap at its finest. It's a lot of fun as an introduction to the artist. Like, I know people tend to think Spose is really cheesy, but as an introduction to the artist, you can't go any better. You can't go any worse. And it's a great album that I think everyone should take a listen to.
Where's Spose from?
Maine, Sunnywell, Maine.
Wow.
All right, cool. All right, we're gonna check this out. Jehovah, what you got on your spinner right now?
I mean, it's not anything different. It's Future, of course.
Word.
The Gunplay album still goes at the gym. I was listening to Stank Owing Ya the other night when I was at the gym, just because I hadn't heard it in a while and I had to play it.
What about that new Migos?
I still need to make my way through that again. I haven't I want to sit down and digest it.
You don't sound too excited, Joe.
Look at Rich face.
I listened to some of it at the gym, like when it first dropped, but like I was really hooked on that Gunplay, so it kind of took the back burner. And C. Francis, Fiat Lux. If you haven't got that yet, check it out. Apple Music, Spotify, all that shit.
Man, you still spinning that. It's been a while too, hasn't it?
Oh, and he dropped that last year too. Like it gets better with every play to me.
Word up. Got to check that out. B. Will.
I actually ran back through J. Cole's last album. I mean, where's Blue when you need him, man? Damn.
You know what? I actually ran back through that too today, as a matter of fact.
Yo, you got to hit the blue sound effect just because he's not here.
What's the blue sound effect?
Yeah, it is Deep Blue.
Oh, shit.
Shouts out to Blue. He'll be on the show soon.
Okay. I remember being like somewhat disappointed with that Cole album. I like the stance. I like how songs had points and stories and messages and stuff, but at the same time, I hated how he was singing on most of the tracks. Not because he was singing, because he doesn't sing well enough to carry his songs. And I felt like that ruined some of the songs to me. But listening back through it, I think I liked more. I think it's weighing more heavily now that it was a good CD. It's like the songs were good. And it doesn't hurt me as much to hear him singing, because I really like the album. I liked it. I got a better perspective of it than I had before, so it was a good revisit.
It's interesting that you went back to that and actually got a more positive feel from it. While with To Pimp a Butterfly, not so much.
It's not that my POV wasn't positive on it. It wasn't more negative. It's just that how useful is it? That was my whole point with To Pimp a Butterfly, and that's what I wrote the piece about. But Cole feels more useful now than Pimp a Butterfly does, because I gotta sit down and listen to that To Pimp a Butterfly with a protractor and a thesaurus and Aesop's Fables and then the Old Testament for reference, and it's like this. It's a little bit of work, and Cole wouldn't work, so I appreciate that.
Word. And for the people that are not in the know, which some of the people in this show actually aren't in the know, he wrote a piece on it. We haven't run it yet. It will be going up on thecoalition.com very, very soon. I've read most of it, and it's really, really good. And it's going to spark another solid conversation around Kendrick's album.
What's crazy, though, is that, like, if Kendrick does that for you and Cole is, like, more relatable now with, like, the times and stuff, just think about what Lupe's album is like then. Like Kendrick is probably the midpoint between those two.
He really is. That's a great classification of it. Yeah.
That's a scary thought. But Richard Bailey, what you got for us? Throwback Thursday. What's good?
Yeah, we badass.
No. I've been listening to Dre's album, Compton.
Of course.
Movie is out tomorrow, straight out of Compton. Already said go see that. I'm not going to keep saying that. You already know what time it is. And of course, some Tyler the Creator. I still been listening to a lot of his older stuff and the newer stuff, but mainly the older stuff because I wanted to see why he was so angry in the past and why he's a completely different person now. So
Yeah, completely different. I can't say that now.
I don't know. Well,
I could see what Rich is saying though, is because his music isn't
dark?
the same. Yeah, it's not as dark as like Bastard and Goblin and Wolf. Like on those first two albums, like he was like, it was like he was really angry that his dad wasn't around for the majority of them.
Yep.
That's true.
And then he kind of, he got over it on the last two.
All right, cool. Word to that. I'm glad to have everybody here. Glad to have Matt Dean back. Hopefully he's back for good.
Yeah, I'll be around. You can find me.
Word. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the secret question on y'all, and we will address that secret question at the end of the show. Hold your opinions until then. But on Twitter today, I saw that Timbaland mentioned the idea of a particular album being done, where it would be him doing some production, 40 and Pharrell, and the album would be Kendrick, Drake, and J. Cole. All right. So the question is just going to be, do you believe that a project with all of these heads, and Kanye also on production, with all of these heads would be a good album? So I want y'all to ponder that for a while, and we're going to address it at the end of the show. All right?
I got it right now. My answer right now, Robert.
Word. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into the topics for this week. First off, we're going to talk about the incredible year that 2015 has been. We've heard a lot of really, really good projects, a shit ton of them. It's like every week we've got 2 or 3 to talk about, but even still, there are a lot of projects that we happen to miss. And Joe brought up the idea that we should discuss those particular projects and what we are looking forward to checking out whenever we get the chance to dive into our backlog. So we will start with Joe Hova.
Okay. What I'm looking forward to that I haven't heard,
Yes.
Sky Zoo. Like,
Word.
I was so obsessed with that. And you know what? And technically, I only listened to that Dom Kennedy like once. And I
Same
need to
here.
go back-
Same here.
I need to go back through and listen to it. So that's on there. And here's the other one, Currency's Pilot Talk 3. I forgot about that album. And I don't know if it's just because like it was promoted poorly or whatever, but I mean, yeah, that's another one. And B Will probably shares my sentiments on this one. Project Pat dropped Mista Don't Play 2, and there was like no buzz about it.
Bruh.
None.
Man, I'm so sad, man. I feel like I can't quote his lyrics for like a week.
No one promoted it though, and you know what? On that pilot talk, I actually saw a lot of people on Twitter talking about it, and I just
Really?
forgot. Yeah, I actually just forgot to go back and listen to it. So that's definitely on my list as well. Matt Dean.
Well,
Hold up.
I'm just gonna bring this up because I was scrolling past it. The Vince Staples album, like I don't get the hype about Vince Staples, like why everybody says that this is such a good album. Like he is boring. He has no charisma.
My bad. Were you saying something about Vince Staples? My bad.
So if you can tell me what Vince Staples, like, what is so appealing about him, please drop it in the comments or hit me on Twitter at JoeHobasMF because I would really like to know what's appealing about him.
Yeah, I can give you a hint. I mean, do you spend a lot of money on NyQuil or like sleeping aids or anything like that?
No.
No? Okay. Because if you did, I do, and it saved me a little bit of money. So.
Oh, are these the reverse J. Cole puts me to sleep?
Yeah. I never understood the J. Cole thing, but it was hilarious to me. But Vince Staples, his features put me to sleep. Just his stuff by itself put me to sleep. I think I think it was him that I tweeted one time, and I was like, "Hey, I think this is the first time I've ever enjoyed a Vince Staples song," and he retweeted that, and I was like, "Oh, snap!" I'll have to tweet him in this too. But Matt Dean, give us your backlog, sir.
I still haven't listened to the new Dre record, man. I've actually kind of been avoiding it. People I know and people I know and associate with have listened to it, and they kind of said don't bother. But I feel like I'm obligated to listen to it.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Yeah.
I've heard a lot of don't bothers from people around me, and I just haven't. I've just kind of been.
The problem is you got to let the hype die down.
Yeah, it just to me it feels like another like Chinese Democracy or any of those. Like, we've been waiting so long for another Dre record, right? Like I feel like if I go and listen to it, especially right now, I'll just feel thoroughly disappointed.
The thing with the Dre record, I forget somebody said it on the show. But it doesn't sound like it's... Or no, they didn't say it on the show. Kelsey on Twitter, just Kels88, she did a review for it. She said it sounded fresh. Like, it didn't sound like all these songs were just, like, chilling.
I actually forgot that we were going to have her on this week. I'm going to have to get her on next week. That's my bad. Missed up on that one. But Compton is worth the listen, in my opinion. Like, hype, no hype, whatever. It is worth the listen because, I mean, it has some pretty solid production, of course, all the way through it. The verses are pretty dope. Eminem did well. Exhibit was exciting. Ice Cube was exciting. Even Snoop. So, you know, it's on you. What else is on your backlog?
Honestly, that new Obi Trice, too, came out the same week. I haven't heard that either.
Yeah, I didn't know that happened. And
Yeah,
Obi Trice is mad underrated.
Yeah, I wasn't even aware that dropped until I was looking at this list.
Yeah, man.
Honestly, going through, looking at this hip-hop released albums wiki or whatever, there's not a lot of stuff on here that, again, I didn't know that all these releases are coming out, but a lot of the stuff just doesn't really interest me. I still haven't listened to that Dom Kennedy. I should probably go listen to that Jedi Mind Tricks, but a lot of it's just artists I don't really care about.
I got you. All right, well, you know what? I got another secret question, but y'all can answer it right now. Let me know if y'all knew that B.O.B. was dropping an album tomorrow.
Nope.
Did not.
I knew that he was dropping an album. I didn't know it was tomorrow. And did you see the fucking album cover? Because that thing looks atrocious.
No, I did not see the album cover.
Oh.
Did it look like Meek Mill did the Photoshop?
Dude, it looked like the Tom Brady courtroom picture. Like,
Oh my goodness.
that's what it looks like.
All right, I'm gonna listen to it for conversation's sake. I think we'll get a good laugh out of it at the least. So I'm gonna listen to it. Richard Bailey.
Yes. So.
And Richard, well, hold on before you start. For your sake,
Yes.
you can only talk about albums in 2015 because if we let you go back further than that, we're gonna be here for a couple hours.
Don't worry. It is 2015 albums. Although I will say that Mr. Dean has said a very good statement about there is not much on this list that I am personally interested in, but there are at least 3 things I definitely want to go back and listen to.
Okay.
I want to listen to Wale's album, the album About Nothing, because that title already told me, maybe you need to pass on this album. Because
you stop that right now.
Yes.
Hey, look, man, you calm down with that nonsense because that album is dope.
All right, so I got to check that out. I saw Nappy Roots on the list.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Oh, he said pass on that too.
Oh, I said I saw that too. I saw that too. That was another one I didn't mention. I should have.
D. Will said pass on it though.
Yeah.
Said pass on
it. I am a little interested in hearing what that has to, what that's all about, and of course the final one on that list, one that actually is not out yet. I want to hear this Mick Jenkins album because
that is out.
Because what I have noticed is that there are a lot of people on this podcast that love this artist, and they said you need to listen to this artist. I listened to Chance's album. I wasn't impressed. So I got to hear.
Hold on. You wasn't impressed. You wasn't impressed with the sir.
Yeah,
you're not gonna be impressed with the sir.
Hey, hold on. Let me say something real quick.
Yeah.
Rich, I appreciate this opportunity, but we're gonna have to get you up off the show. We'll save your last words, your very, very last words. To the very end.
Okay.
He liked the Snoop, but didn't like the surf.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
I don't understand that at all.
The musicality. Come
No.
on now.
Can I just point not to before we continue? The nerve that fucking Papoose had to drop an album the same day that Future did. What the fuck is wrong with this dude?
Dude, it's Papoose. He does things like this. He's a troll in the sense that Lil B's a troll, but we like Lil B. We don't like Papoose, man. Nobody does at this point. He's so annoying. I'm sorry. Apparently, I felt a certain way about that, but go ahead. Rich, was that the end of your list?
Oh no, I was gonna say no. So just to be clear, I didn't say it's a bad album. I just haven't, as you guys have said before, some artists, it takes time for them to grow on you. It hasn't grown on me yet. Now, with that said, Future, yeah, thumbs down. So that's all I have to say. Go ahead.
Thumbs down.
That's all I have to say about that.
All right. B. Will, you want to go last, or you want me to go last?
It don't matter. It don't matter.
All right, I'm gonna let you go last. I'll drop my list real quick.
Okay.
It's a long list, so I'm gonna run through it quick. Mike G dropped an album. I didn't know that happened. I'm gonna check that out. Jaren Benton dropped one called Slow Motion. Open Mike Eagle. Somebody hit me up and told me the Open Mike Eagle album was really good, so I'm definitely gonna check that out. For Sean, I think we mentioned it on the show before. I'm pretty sure no one listened to it.
For Yon?
But yeah, basically for Yon, he's really flirting with. So I'm trying to see if he can get outside of that because Nas has been co-signing this dude forever. So I want to see what he's about. So Action Bronson's Mr. Wonderful. I've listened to like half of it, and it was good, but I didn't finish. We already mentioned Currency and Nappy Roots. I didn't finish King Los's album, God, Money, and War. And I haven't listened to Murs' album, Have a Nice Life. And that Joel Ortiz album as well, with Ill Mind Production. I haven't listened to it either.
Nah, man. F Joel Ortiz for like he had to drop an album so fast after that album cover came out for House Shoes.
The House Slippers.
Oh God.
That was terrible.
Yes, it was. It was absolutely horrid. But yeah, that's the end of my list, and I definitely want to check out Obi Trice too. But go ahead, B. Will.
All right, so if I want to start before I actually give the CDs I want to listen to, because a lot of them are ones that have been mentioned. But I'm just going to name some artists here that have released albums so far this year, and I want you to tell me what year this is. I thought we were in 2015, but Capone and Noriega.
Yo, yes. Why? Why are they still making music?
Bruh, hold up, Mr. Cheeks.
Oh,
Mr. Cheeks was on the list?
Yeah, Mr. Cheeks.
Yes.
I just passed it.
Oh, okay, I did not see that.
Killer Priest.
Yep.
Twist and Do or Die.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Camp Low.
man.
I didn't know about the Camp Low one.
Nappy Roots, of course, I'll mention that. Insane Clown Posse.
Yep.
DMX.
Black Rob.
Black Rob. Oh my
Black
goodness.
Rob. Project Pad, we mentioned that one. LeChat. Oh, Jesus.
Did you say Ghostface yet? Because he's on there twice.
I saw. See, Ghostface has stayed current. He's been somewhat invisible, so that's why I'm not
Current.
Yeah,
Current.
I'm not so thrown back that he's got an album on the list.
Okay.
Tell me this doesn't sound like 98 to 2004 right now.
There's a DMX record on the list. Of course it sounds like 1998.
It's amazing.
Dog, there's a Warren G record on this list.
Warren G
Yeah,
is
there
on
was a
this
Warren
list.
G on the
Now it's
list.
1995.
So do you think DMX finally finds his dogs on this new record?
I have
Nah.
no idea. I haven't
probably
listened
not.
to DMX record in so long, man.
He's
But
always
no.
looking for his dogs.
The ones I want to hear, Sky Zoo. I heard a lot of good about Sky Zoo, mostly from Charles, so I definitely want to hear that. I had heard a lot of good about Dom Kennedy, But after this album dropped, people were like, listen to an old one. So I don't know if I don't know if I need to check this one out or another one. I have got to
If you start anywhere with Dom, do start with the Get Home Safely for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do that then. And I have got to. It's imperative that I listen to Project Pat. I owe him a listen. I might owe him a buy. He has given me quotables for every situation in life. I can't even. I owe him a listen, and I think I might buy it just off GP. But that's pretty much my list. Oh, Tyler too. I've heard a lot of good about Tyler in general. He's a little offbeat, like weird as far as sound, and I don't know if it's. I don't really know what to expect, and that might be a good thing. So I'm looking forward to checking that out.
It's like chaos. Like putting on a Tyler album is like audio chaos sometimes.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun though.
You know who else is on this list? If we're gonna take it back to 98, 99, Sheik Luch is on this list.
Can we talk about how Cisco has a new album on that list though?
Yep, Styles P is on this list as well.
Wait, where is she? I didn't see she.
The upcoming one, September 18th.
Oh, okay.
And then Styles drops a month later in October. That Cameron album with A-Track, that still hasn't come out, and it's on this list. E40 has like 5 more.
But E40 always has like 5 more albums dropping.
Wait, what was that record deal? Somebody said E40's record deals for like 50 albums or something. Was somebody
put out 3 or 4 years. I don't know. One of us met him.
The hardest working men in hip hop.
Jizza's on this list for upcoming ones that don't have a date. Jizza's on here. Juicy J is on here.
Okay.
Jadakiss is on here. Of course, Jay Electronic is on here because he's probably on every fucking Wikipedia upcoming album list forever.
Do you think some of that might have had to do with the fact that people kind of got word that Dre was releasing an album this year, and then everybody from that era just kind of felt the need, even if they knew a year ago, right, that the Dre album was coming out sometime 2015 for real. Do you think that maybe that kind of inspired some of these people to get back in the booth?
I don't know.
There's a lot of them. There's
man.
I don't necessarily think so.
The Locks are actually releasing a group album.
Yeah, I did know that was coming. I didn't know if it had an official date or name or anything. But I was looking forward to it.
Sean Price is on this list too. R.I.P.
Yeah, rest in peace, Sean Price. Definitely go check that out.
Yeah, then there's this August 21st, Songs in the Key of Price. Is that the one you're talking about?
No, there's one further down the list, but yeah, that one's on the August 21st one.
Oh, another Method and Redman album?
I'm here for it. They haven't disappointed me yet, so I'm here for it.
I will listen to that. Let's do it.
But let's go ahead and jump into the next topic. If you are not on Twitter, be thankful, first off. And you missed out on a rant from Funk Volume's Hopsin, which a rant by Hopsin is not necessarily anything new. He kind of goes on these tears quite often. Like one time, the last time he did it, he retired from hip hop, and then he just dropped an album. So obviously that didn't stick. But he always gets frustrated with his position in hip hop and the fact that he's not more popular, and certain people are more popular than him that he feels like he's better than. And this resulted in him ranting once again on Twitter. I'll give y'all a couple of snapshots, but I'm sure everyone is going to kind of grab their favorite things from this rant and address them. But it all started off with, the difference between me and other rappers is I actually care about Earth and expanding our minds. Just from that tweet alone, you should know that a massive avalanche of bullshit is about to follow. Who would like to do the honors of going first on this here particular topic?
It's like asking who's going to carve the turkey at Thanksgiving.
I'll do it.
Or let me go first.
Pass Matt Dean the knife. You go first.
All right. I'm the only rapper who had the balls to publicly question God and religion without being afraid of what it would make me look like. Like, I seriously, that was, to me, like, just belly-wrenching, like, gut-wrenching fucking laughter. Like, this guy...
And he says that in 2015.
In 2015, right? Like, the whole thing. There's so many One more. They're too quick to tell me to find my own style. Yeah, every single rapper on the radio sounds exactly the same trap beats and all. Hopsin, you sound like them. like, there's a, don't get me wrong. Hopsin's made some decent tracks, but this just sounds like 22-year-old baby whining shit. You know, this sounds like a fucking 10-year-old wondering why his mom took away his toy, even though he thinks he deserves it. You know, like.
And Hopsin is 30 years old, man.
Right, he's just bitching and complaining, and no matter how good your tracks are, dude, you need to calm the fuck down.
Word. Any more that you want to steal from his rant?
I feel that any other one that I'll do one more. And almost every popular rapper right now started rapping about 2 years ago.
What?
Nice.
That's exactly how. What?
And then somebody else needs to read that.
The only people he could be even talking about are Fetty Wap and Young Thug, because the other people on the radio have been grinding for years.
Yeah.
For a bunch of years, yeah. And somebody tweeted out that I think I tried to get Lee on the show because he got into a bunch of arguments with a bunch of people about it. But I think somebody was tweeting out that he was talking about Fetty Wap and Young Thug. But if that's the case, don't say all artists, like all popular artists. Like, you need to address who you want to address, because apparently you got a personal problem.
Well, and that's the problem, and that's the thing that I wanted to address too, is that he says that hold on, I got it up in front of me right now. I'm trying to find it. Something about the radio, how it sounds exactly the same trap beat. And then
Play a Wax song, is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, the one where he's like, oh, there's nothing about like love and or anything else that's not like trap on the radio.
Yeah. When's the last time you've heard a real song on the radio, subject-wise, that didn't deal with money, bitches, drugs, and love?
Yeah. Hey, Hopsin, fucking Kendrick Lamar's "I Love Myself" and "All Right" are not about either of those things or any of those things. So maybe you should kind of like listen to the radio, or at least do some research before you go on this little rant. But whatever. I mean, you just wanted to go on a little Twitter hissy fit. So.
Yeah, be more specific. Don't throw out these blanket statements. Like, you have a platform, then stand on it, speak your piece. And stop with the generalizing bullshit.
Right, he just uses weasel words the entire time,
Yeah. What were you about to say, Joe?
Well, and he goes on to say, I get clowned for being myself. Like, who doesn't get clowned for fucking being nerdy or some shit? Like, I get clowned all the time still, and I'm almost 30 years old for some of the shit. People still, they're like, you go watch like cartoon movies, like the comic book movies. You go watch those? Fuck yeah, I go watch those. So what?
Yeah.
Like, people get clowned. Like, that's human nature. We're gonna clown somebody for liking something we don't know anything about.
Oh, word. Richard Bailey.
You may have to come back to me.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
He looked so sinister when he said that. I'm loading up the gas.
Be Will.
Man, this reeks of pettiness. The most childish pettiness. How did he start? The difference between me and other rappers is I actually care about Earth and expanding our minds. Now, I don't know if there are any green rappers out there. If he's telling kids to recycle, stop polluting, I have no idea what he raps about. I saw one Hopsin video. It was like 4 years ago, and I was like, Eminem is already a guy. His name is Marshall Mathers. I don't need a skinny black one. No, thank you.
Yeah.
So from that point on, like, Charles, I talk to you about this all the time. I cannot stand when people cannot sound just like themselves. Yeah. I understand the influence. Artists influence other artists all the time. You have to learn how to take from them without imitating them. And it's not that that's necessarily easy, and I understand that. But anybody who wants to get on for being themselves, then yeah, you need to learn how to have your own voice, not only in content, in topic, but your actual own audible voice. Don't copy how they break up their syllables. Don't copy their wordplay. Don't copy how they put similes and metaphors. Do it your damn self. And there's still plenty to learn from other people. But that's just my opinion of Hopsin. Now, I haven't listened to enough of his music to know how much different he is from the stuff that he's talking about, I'll give him that he has some good points, but it's almost like what did Matt say? The the 10-year-old, he feels like he deserves to have that toy, but it's like he's gonna get it taken from him for not cleaning up his room. He's gonna be like, I came home on time a week ago. It's not a week ago. You're getting punished for doing this shit right now. Right now. We're not talking about a week ago. We're not saying that, yes, all the rap in the world is good rap. I don't think anybody's making that point. Are you mad that people who rap bullshit are getting more spins, more plays, more video plays than you? Man, get the fuck over it. At the top, he's coming back and saying, oh, I got my own house. I'm a millionaire. Got my own label. Got a girlfriend. Why the fuck are you so petty, man? You got all the good stuff going for you. Just be cool. Sit back, relax with your girl and your million. I don't know how many millions you got. And enjoy the shit. There is no reason to be, and to be fair, it's not like this stuff would not apply. Like you just said, Fetty Wap and Young Thug. I'm looking like, okay, I can see that. 2 years ago, yeah. You don't have to have skills to get in. Okay, I can see that applying to them. Wax song, played a whole bunch of times. Okay, yeah, I can see that too. It's not like it's not true. It's just if you have any measure of success, especially if you have that success while sounding like somebody else, you need to shut the fuck up, take what you can get, and let that shit ride. Don't criticize somebody else.
Just be happy you have a fan base.
You know what?
Like all of us would kill to have a fan base.
And that's the thing. This was an ego rant. Like if you just look at it, it's an ego rant. It's about he's fed up. You know, this is him basically stunting, saying I'm better than what's on the radio. I got millions. I got all this shit, and I didn't have to get on the radio to do it. Cool, whatever. But we're still not fucking listening to your music because it's not on the radio.
And that's, you know what, it's another thing. People act like the people who don't rap very topical, shallow shit, who don't do the money and the bitches, all that, which he addressed, they act like because they're not doing that, they're rapping Aristotle or some shit. No, you're not. You're just not doing the regular shit. We get that. You know.
It's an elitist view. It's an elitist view on hip hop.
It really is. Like, you know who's expanding our minds? Kendrick Lamar just dropped a dope-ass album that a lot of people couldn't keep up with, that a lot of people didn't have the patience to put up with because it was expanding our view and our minds, our perspective of ourselves, and it's getting radio play. What the fuck are you talking about? This is a stupid J. Cole, like I said, just listen to the album. He is expanding our view of ourselves. You know what the overall topic at the end, I listened to the end credits on Cole's album. You got to get real love. It's real love. It makes everything. That's what you need in your life. For real. That's shallow. He's getting radio play, right? Oh, okay.
These are two of the most popular artists right now.
Of the most popular artists in the game right now. If you want to say, exactly. If you want to say somebody who raps about simple shit, you can say Drake does that. He does, but it's actually authentic. Like, you believe Drake.
He did call Drake out by name because of the whole.
Which I am going to address that bullshit too.
Oh yeah,
the canon.
But overall, I was just like, okay, yeah. It's saying some of the right things, but for the wrong reason, it's still the wrong thing to be saying. And there's no reason to do anything but read it and mock it, and that's it.
Yeah, and like one of the killing points for me with this whole situation, like you kind of touched on it briefly. We do have the Young Thugs. We got the Fetty Waps. We got a lot of people that are like that. But not one of these dudes would sell or have sold as many albums as J. Cole or Kendrick or Drake. They haven't even come close.
Right.
And they won't come close. Like, and I think that's like an amazing thing for that to be a fact. Like, Young Thug may come close. I don't know. He may have come close to like Meek Mill sales or something like that. But we see where the mass appeal is with hip hop today. Because like, yeah, you might hear a bunch of this on the radio, but which one of these albums are selling? Right. You know, if he had done this rant 6 or 7 years ago, we may be having a different conversation.
Right.
But
right.
Another thing that bothers me about this, while some of the things that you said rang true, you isolated yourself as the only person that does such and such in this. Like, you didn't champion for anybody else. even though there's a ton of people in this particular lane that you're trying to say that you are on. You didn't champion for any of them or give any props to anybody else. And just that simple fact, I don't care like how true it is, on certain levels, that made me not want to even, give a shit about what he's talking about.
Right.
Because that makes me think you have this whole holier than thou mindset when it comes to hip hop in general. And the whole rant kind of gave me that vibe for sure. And
Kinda
to
like
say
Joe
the whole,
said, oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, kind of like Joe said, like the whole thing, comments that you kind of pointed out, they just make it even more clear that it's just an ego rant, not one to be regarded.
Yeah, and like the whole Drake is the hottest rapper in the game. He got exposed. We saw that he has a ghostwriter and he's still at the top. This ain't hip hop. Number one, we've already addressed before that ghostwriting is not fucking new. Ghostwriting, reference tracks for hooks, definitely not fucking new at all.
And not ghostwriting.
Yeah, no, none of that is new. And Drake, honestly, you got to give some props where props are due. He's still on top because of how he responded.
Right.
Because he destroyed Meek Mill.
He gave Meek Mill the Tombstone pile driver.
Yep. Oh, check the post on the site, the nail in the coffin. That's on the coalition.com. Me and Joe went ahead and broke that down.
Oh, that was a good saying.
But that whole Drake thing is dumb. And I don't know, man. I'm looking at the whole conversation. Everything that he said is just ridiculously annoying. Like, the only thing that actually makes sense, in 140 characters, he can't go into it. The whole thing, play a whack song 2 times and it's still whack. Play the same whack song 20 more times, it's a nationwide hit. To expand upon that, Vines and like Instagram videos play a big part in that.
Yeah, they do.
But that's also something that you could take from the ringtone era as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very similar effect because it's just catchy stuff, and there's nothing wrong with catchy stuff. Just don't come at me telling me that this catchy stuff is the greatest thing in hip hop that you ever heard, and that doesn't really happen very much. The day that somebody tell me Fetty Wap is like the greatest rapper alive, I'm gonna take their eye out and they're gonna look real alike at that point. So, but I haven't heard anybody say that. I haven't even seen people tweet like that or anything.
Nah, they've been trying to do the whole like when Future first started popping and we started like subtracting everybody's like names, so we'd be like Future like
Hendrix and
Wonder
shit.
and Future Hendrix and shit. They tried doing that with Fetty Wap and it didn't last long because like, you can't do it with Fetty Wap.
You can't, man. Like, let the man have his couple hits and let him move on. Like Trinidad James. Rest in peace, Trinidad James. He's not actually dead, but his career is over with. Try. Everybody has their place. Dude made million, like you said earlier. Made a million. Taxes, not quite $1 million, but they do what they do. There's always catching. Like, at no time was there ever like an era in hip hop where there weren't the people making just simply catchy music, dance type music. It's always been there.
Fucking Rapper's Delight. It is a catchy song. It is the very first like beginning of hip hop.
Yeah, it's entertainment. It was always meant to be entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Planet Rock is another good example of that. Like going back as pretty much as early as you can do, right? Like African Bambaata's Planet Rock is fucking dance track.
Well, not a problem with it whatsoever.
Wow, it's a good song.
Because everybody tries to latch on to, old school hip hop wasn't like this.
It's pretty much.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. It's just, man, social media just opened up the lane for so many people. Yeah. So speaking of get off my lawn Twitter, Rich, you ready?
Yes. Fucking alley-ooped it.
Oh yeah,
Rich.
Well, there was quite a lot that was said already. What you guys had said about this guy. Personally, if I could be very candid, I don't care about this artist. I don't care what he had to say. I read through what he said. Some stuff he said was fairly accurate. The only thing I agree with him with is I don't like trap music either, so I do support that comment. But everything else that was said, no. Obviously, yeah, I think I believe that Brian hit it on the head where he said that basically, it is pity Well, I say he's pitiful because the stuff he's talking about, he's just venting for no reason, and nobody cares what he has to say. I know I don't care what he has to say. Yeah, I'm happy you got your money. I'm happy you got a house. I'm happy you got a girlfriend. So what else is new? Nothing else. But
What else do you need?
yeah, what else do you need? That's a good question. Well, no, he wants to be popular and like all these other rappers, apparently, because that's what he complaining about. Why these other rappers, they got hit songs, they're on the radio, and he ain't on there. That's all he
Yeah,
complaining about.
Yeah, and the crazy thing, if you look at his like Illmind 4, it has some of the most, probably one of the most viewed videos on YouTube. So I'm like, what is your problem? Like, why would you go there and then want the radio spins? Like, that's going backwards. You have a ridiculous fan base, and you can get this holier than thou message across, and they are listening and preaching your word on Twitter. But you're complaining about radio spins, and these dudes on the radio may get like hundreds of thousand YouTube views, maybe crack 1 million, couple million or whatever. I think his video at one point had like 40 million. You know what I'm saying?
Marquee big songs can clear 100 million easy on Vivo.
Well, I don't know the ins and outs of Vivo and such, but just comparing him to the people that I've seen on YouTube, like he gets a lot of views, so I don't understand the issue so much, but I don't know. But Rich, did you have any more to add?
Oh no, no, there was nothing else to say. It's just very sad state of affairs, very pitiful. This definitely wouldn't make me want to listen to any of this stuff after I hear he ranting like a little, I'm not gonna say the word right now, but you know what I'm gonna say. Yeah, it's just too much of that. So no.
Honestly,
go ahead.
What?
I guess final word on that, or at least from me. Kind of echoing what Rich said. Now, I am somebody who listens to Hopsin. I wouldn't necessarily go as far as to call myself a diehard fan, but certainly an appreciator. And this makes me want to stay away from it. This makes me. It's almost like all the good tracks that you've already done, you just kind of wiped them away with this bullshit petty rant.
Yep.
Like, I don't respect you anymore.
Yep. That's why I'm so glad that Wale stopped tweeting. For real.
Yes.
Then I wouldn't have been able to enjoy that album so much. Lupe cut his tweeting back. Things back to normal. Just somebody should have changed Meek Mill's password. He may have been okay, but his album dropped like 50%.
And Meek still hasn't tweeted. He still hasn't tweeted since Twitter trigger fingers turned to Twitter fingers. Like, it's been 2 weeks, my dude. 2 weeks. You could go ahead and tweet now. It's over. Like, you got demolished.
You deleted your song off SoundCloud and everything.
Yeah, because Undertaker was suing his ass.
Yeah, he got to be a family man now. Got to go take care of his baby. But any last words on Hopsin?
I hope this is the last time we ever talk about Hopsin.
Oh.
I think he's got a killer record in him somewhere. He's just got to find it.
You got to stop being bitter, man. You see what it did to Lupe. Lupe got upset at the game. That was the last we heard of outstanding Lupe. He tried to come back with Tattoo on You, but it wasn't.
He's back now.
It was not old.
He is back now.
Not old. I didn't say it wasn't likable. You tell me it's mixtape Lupe. Is it mixtape Lupe?
It is. It has very many moments of mixtape Lupe on it.
It's mixtape Lupe, also low cut Lupe.
It is very close to low cut Lupe. Like the song with him and your boy, Ty Dolla $ign. Like that shit fire to me.
Which one? Next to it?
Yes.
Yo.
I enjoy that.
You know what might really be the difference between Lupe now and Lupe then? He needs soundtrack back.
Oh yeah, a lot of people say that. And I agree. And now that he's going indie, I hope that happens and he finds a way to get that done. So, we may see it. But let's go ahead and jump into the secret answer. Keep it as brief as possible. But we were talking about a Kendrick, I almost said Kendrick and Lupe. Kendrick, Drake, and J. Cole album. Arguably the top 3 artists in hip hop right now. Is Nicki Minaj in there?
No, shut up.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. She's up there. But Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick with production from Timbaland, 40, Kanye, and Pharrell. Do you think it'll be a good project? Would you buy this project? I'm gonna go down the line. Joe Hova, you go first.
I think it would be a good project. I would probably drop money on it, but this album is like those memes that you see where they group like all the NBA legends and they say make a team, pick your team. Like I feel like that's what this album is, and it's never ever ever going to happen. And also, Swizz Beatz would bust through like the fucking Kool-Aid Man and get involved somehow.
Nah, he'd be knocking on the door of the studio the whole time, trying to get in. Let me just do one.
Man.
Let me just do one track.
Swizzy.
Just drop an ad lib just one time. All right, B. Will, your turn.
Oh man, listen. You know what? I fell for this with Watch the Throne. I thought one of the greatest rappers of my time, combined with one of the greatest producers of my time, and a very good rapper, would make a legendary album, and the album they made was okay. The reason I'm not falling for this is because, number one, Timbaland, no, he makes R&B club songs and R&B songs. Who was the other producer name? Kanye, no. Hit Boy, sure, because that's who makes all Kanye's beats. Hit Boy. What's the other dude? Travis Scott?
Yeah.
Travis Scott. Now, if you tell me they're producing, Boy Wonder's producing, J. Cole's producing,
40. I'd actually put 40.
And 40. I'm more inclined to listen. No, for real. No, I don't care. No. If you change the producer list, sure, I'm a little more interested. But the thing is, I would be worried that it can't be too much of anything that we like about one artist because it's all of them. Like Kendrick and Kendrick and Cole seem to be the most compatible content-wise, and we still haven't gotten a straight-up song with them rapping about something on the same track. Like we heard on Boy and Sin, it was like, oh, Kendrick's gonna be on the album, and he's doing a hook for a song about girls. Man, what? That was some old bullshit, man.
There's a reason for that though. They're pocketing all of those for their album. Anything that they do together.
You know what? That's going to turn into Detox. Watch. That album is going to be the next Detox. That's what I think. But overall, of course, I mean, these are heavyweights. These are people who have talent. Whether you like Drake or not, you can't deny he has talent to rap. So, yes, I would be interested to hear it with the right producers, and I would buy it with the right producers.
Word. Matt Dean.
All right, so, yeah, of course I want to hear it. Like, I think everyone here wants to hear it simply out of curiosity's sake. We wanted to see it happen and actually come out, and we want to actually experience it, good or bad. We just want to see what happens. But if we look through the history, supergroups don't tend to fare well. Yeah, every now and then you end up with like a group like, going out of hip hop, you end up with a group like Cream, but more often of times you end up with groups like A Perfect Circle or Plus 44, Angels and Airwaves. Like there are so many supergroups out there, where they take the best guitarist and the best singer and big namesakes and toss them in a group and they make mediocre music. So simply based on history, I'm not really holding my breath that it's going to be a great album, but I still want to hear it.
Word, Rich.
In the words of Vince McMahon, no chance in hell this will ever happen. There's no way it's going to happen. Now, while I do agree that there are some that definitely want to hear it, I don't want to hear it because, listen, I think that...
Let's get off the lawn!
No. I think, yeah. Kendrick, I believe the comment made about Kendrick and Cole being similar artists, that is very accurate, and I would be surprised if they don't collaborate at some point and make an actual song before their careers are over. As for Drake, no, because Drake, to me, this is a different artist. Now, I'm not saying Drake is bad. I personally don't like Drake. I'll give him props for the respect that he deserves, but the stuff that he raps about and the stuff they rap about is two completely different things. He's rapping about stuff that's on the radio, whereas Kendrick will put out an album and he ain't trying to worry about getting every song on the radio. If it just so happens it's good enough to be on the radio, that's good. But he's actually rapping about substance stuff, whereas Drake talking about started from the bottom, now we're here. This guy was never at the bottom. He was on Degrassi. So what the hell is he talking about?
I do like that song though.
Yeah, it's a good song, but I don't know if he's the right person to be doing that.
But
But
I like he says we're here, not I'm here. You know, he gives respect and recognition to all those people that are around him.
Yeah, he says
that's
that.
true.
And
He
he
says
also
we're
says
here,
no
not
new
I'm
friends,
here.
even though like all his friends are new people.
Yeah.
But that's a conversation for another day. But my quick take on it is immediately off jump, no, I don't want to hear it. And when I think about it a little bit more, I would like to, but there would be a lot of stipulations to how it is put together. Part of it would be that none of them can ever be in the same room when they're recording their verses for it, because then we'll definitely never ever get the album, because it's gonna be this: J. Cole gonna do his thing, Drake gonna do his thing, Kendrick gonna spit his verse, J. Cole gonna rewrite his, Drake gonna be like, fuck it, I'm not gonna rap on this one, I'm gonna just sing on it, and rinse and repeat, and it's just never gonna happen. And then production wise, I agree with what B. Will said. You got to change that production list of people to go into that particular situation, because there's too many egos. Like, you got to take Kanye completely out of the situation. Like, not executive produce.
Well, not
just
really.
doing a beat.
Not really, because Kanye don't even make his own beats now.
But I don't want to.
They're all Travis Scott beats.
But
Yeah, but Kanye will still be in the room.
Like, can you raise the pitch on that, like, one note? You know, he's gonna be in there like just micromanaging the
Like
whole
Puff.
thing.
He's like
Yeah.
Puff now.
Yeah, and take Kanye out. Let the people that make his beats for him stay in there, like B. Will said, and just leave it at that. 40, like you said earlier, what, Boy Wonder, 40,
Travis Scott.
That's it. I don't want Timbaland in there. Definitely don't want Swiss Beats, just because we mentioned him before. Don't want Kanye in there. Those guys, those younger guys, man. And Pharrell too. I wouldn't want Pharrell in there. Maybe like one track. I don't know. Matter of fact, you can just let them all do the one track together. Let Kanye, Pharrell, Swiss Beats, and Timbaland do the one track together, and just let them produce that, and that's it. And be done with it.
All right, there's your single. Done.
No, that's a bonus track. We're not even gonna go to that.
Oh,
one.
we ain't even gonna play that one. That's the iTunes exclusive.
Exactly. We get no spins.
You know what's
No
funny
spins.
though? Like you say, like Pharrell for one track. Like that's about what Pharrell's good for. Like besides the Bush album, but like that's about what Pharrell's good for. Like right now is like one track here and there.
Yep, true that. But let's go ahead and get final words so we can wrap the whole thing up. Is everyone's answer right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Closing words, Richard Bailey.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show once again. Looking forward to giving my thoughts next week on Mick Jenkins. And let me say right now, if I am not impressed, you already know who I'm becoming after. So stay tuned for that.
Somehow I'm gonna get the wrath.
Yeah.
Somehow I will.
Oh yeah, quite a bit of people will.
I gotta spin that record too. I'm excited for that one.
All right. Matt Dean.
Shit, it's honestly, it's good to be back. Thanks for having me back. And it's kind of like riding a bike. Like you're a little bit nervous to get back on it, but once you're on it, you just keep spinning those pedals, and it works out.
Hell yeah, man.
Message.
Joe.
JoeHopeIsMF.com. Make sure you check that out. Indie hip hop and all that good stuff. I say it every week. I mean that's really all I had. Dirty Sprite 2 in stores.
Oh, come on, Joe. Like he needs some help.
Every time.
Shutting down cities doing concerts and you going to plug them on the podcast. Come on.
Dirty Sprite 2 in stores. You know what? I failed last night. I failed miserably because I had an open bar event in Atlanta for work. And I didn't ask the bartender if I could get a Dirty Sprite. I failed.
You did fail. Hopefully you have another.
What's in a Dirty Sprite? What is it?
We'll talk about it after the show. We'll talk about it after the show. Yeah, we'll talk about it after the show. But B. Will?
Man, enjoyed it as always, man. I'm be updating y'all with some with the editorial. I'm gonna touch that up, get that on the site, so y'all check that out when it goes up on the coalition.com. Other than that, enjoyed it, had fun.
Word up. As always, hit the eye annotation if you're watching this after the live stream. And feel free to donate. It's always going to be a free show. But if you'd like to donate to the coalition.com, we greatly appreciate it. We got a bunch of great shows on the site. We got the Throwdown, which recorded yesterday if you're watching this on Friday. And that should be up on the site. We got the Co-op podcast. We got Baby in the Beard. Rest in peace to Nerd Knots. That show's over with. I feel like Otanime. Check that out as well. So we got content for everybody on there. Hit the comment section. Let us know what you think of everything that we're doing. Give us some feedback. Let us know how you feel about Hopsin, if you're a fan or not. You know what I'm saying? Let us know how you feel about all the topics. Let us know about all the topics. We love to hear some feedback and talk with the fans about everything. And possibly you'll be able to jump on the show with us. But this has been Nice to Turntable. We greatly appreciate it. We will see y'all next time.